Hey guys, hello and welcome to Total Health Live with Dr. Sedano. I'm Dr. Nick Sedano, and I'm thrilled that you're here today because today we're going to do a continuing segment of the one we did on Monday. And that was really all about pain and pleasure and how they are your motivators. Unfortunately, most people choose pain rather than pleasure as their motivator, but we're going to show you how to flip that around today because I think you're going to really like what we're going to talk about when it comes to your health. And if I ask you, what is your greatest asset? You would have to say your health. I know people think, well, maybe it's my car, maybe it's my home, maybe it's, anything else material. But the bottom line is when you are on your deathbed, you're going to wish you had your health back. I use the example of Steve Jobs a lot. Steve Jobs, multi-billionaire. We all know what he did to innovate, technology and what he did for Apple and so on. But with all the money that Steve Jobs had, I always ask my patients, do you think, and I don't want to speak for him, but do you think that with all his billions, he would give up his billions to have his health back? And I think we can undoubtedly say yes. You would want more time with your family. In fact, like I said, on our deathbeds, we never ask to have our trophies brought in. We never ask to have our car pulled in outside. We never ask to have our plaques and ribbons and all these different things. We always ask for our family to be there. So our greatest asset is our health, and especially when it comes to the health of the ones you love, because that's where the rubber really hits the road. That's when you realize just how precious your health is and what it's like to lose it. And I could tell you, when I lost my mom at a very young age, I was about 26, I realized just how precious life is and how precious and important health is when you don't have that person with you anymore. So my question is, what do you do if your health is lost? What would you do if your child got cancer? And I know the answer many times is, I would do whatever it takes. I would mortgage my house. Would you sell your car? Would you get a second job? Would you get a third job if you had to? Would you sell all your material possessions? Would you sell your jewelry? Would you, go into hock with one of your friends or neighbors? You would do anything you could, anything necessary to get the health of your child back. And you would do that. We all would, especially like I said, as a parent, you do more for your children than you would do for yourself. So my question for you is this. If you would do whatever it takes, sell your house, sell your boat, sell your car, sell your jewelry, sell your favorite Rolex watch, sell your Ferrari or whatever it is, what are you doing to prevent it? What are you doing to prevent the loss of health? Because that's what we see today. We see too many people that wait till they get to where pain is their biggest motivator to finally do something about it. I was having dinner with a friend of mine last night, and I hadn't seen him in a couple of years, and we sat down, he was telling me about his health issues and some of the things that are going on in his health right now. And his biggest concern was, cholesterol. His biggest concern with a little bit of plaquing that they saw inside of his heart, under his arteries. He was going to have all kinds of nuclear stress tests done and maybe even a colonoscopy and all these other tests done. And I was amazed because, I never heard this coming out of him, but what he said to me was, I'm very concerned. I'm a little scared because I'm finding I'm getting sicker longer now. But not only that, he's losing friends. A couple of his friends had passed away recently of heart attacks that came out of nowhere. And so what happens is he was using pain as his motivator. He didn't want to be like his friends. So he was taking action now. But my question is, why didn't you do the things as far as your diet, your exercise program, all the way along? And I'm not trying to criticize him now for that. I love him dearly. But my question is for you. What are you doing to prevent the problems? Are you waiting for that diagnosis to come? Are you waiting for that test to come back, that test result that shows that you have X, Y, or Z disease? Are you waiting for the medical report to show that you have to finally take action? Are you waiting for that doctor to tell you have 4 clogged arteries and you have to change your diet and exercise program? Are you waiting for the loss of a friend or a family member or a neighbor before you finally take action? And many times that's what it takes. I'll do whatever it takes when I see the rubber hit the road, when my friend is sick, when I start to get the diagnosis, when I get that diagnosis of the big C, and we all know what that means. That's when you finally say, you know what, I have to take action. My mom did that. My mom had cancer, and the cancer had spread from her lungs to her brain, to her hip, to her knee. So by the time they found this cancer, it was virtually all over her body. And at that point, that's when she said, you know what? No more cigarettes for me. I'm throwing these out. But it was too late at that point. It's too late when you're going down the river and you hear the waterfall. When you start to hear the rushing water, you went too far. You're going over the edge. You can't then try to paddle back upstream. But many of us do that. We try to paddle back when it comes to our health. You know, I remember many years ago, friends would say to me, oh, you're a slave to your body, because I worked out all the time. I ate right. I exercised in the whole thing. And I used to say, no, I'm not a slave to my body. I'm going to benefit from my body. And now I look back, I'll be 53 this year, and I'm in good shape, and I've missed maybe 3.5 work days in 26 years of practice. And my family looks at me like, you're titanium, you never get sick. And it's true, I never get sick. And if I do, it's one day. So when everybody's out there, I'm not trying to brag or make anybody feel bad, but you know, when you get sick and you get this 2-week flu, I might have it for 12 hours and I'm over. So I kind of get it midday, and by the time I sleep through the night, I wake up in the morning and I go to work and I'm fine. But that's because I took care of myself. I do things to prevent disease. So you could either be reactive, which with most of our healthcare system it's purely reactive, because otherwise you wouldn't be taking the medications and the pills and the drugs and the shots and the surgeries you do now. Or you could be preventative. So once again, one is pain, one is pleasure. Preventative is pleasure. Reactive is pain. You get to choose what you want to do. You know why? Because it's your life, it's your health, and you get to choose how you want to live it out. Do you want to be reactive, or do you want to be preventative? Do you want to wait till you get the diagnosis and the disease and then take action? And I'll tell you what you can do. You don't even have to wait for it. You can kind of look around and see how other people handle this. You can see other people who get a cancer diagnosis and see them lose their hair and lose weight and become sick and debilitated. It is one of the most horrific things you could ever see someone go through is cancer. And I watched a lot of my family members go through that. So you can see that and say, hey, let's put that's the carrot and the stick now. Instead of dangling it way out there, where it's going to maybe happen one day if I don't quit smoking, or if I don't start an exercise program, or if I don't start eating right. Put it right here in front of your face and say, wow, that's going to happen now. And if it happens now, what would I do? Put yourself in that situation now. Look around you, see sick people, see that person rolling around in Walmart or any other store in a little cart that they have to roll around in because they can't even carry their own body weight anymore, or they're walking around with an oxygen tank. And once again, I'm not trying to criticize anybody like that, because my heart goes out to them, because maybe they didn't have the information on how to take care of themselves properly. And I don't blame disease. We're going to talk about that on an upcoming episode, all about your genes. I know you're thinking, well, it's bad luck, bad germs, bad genes, it's just luck of the draw. I just ended up with this health issue. It's my family. It's my family's fault. My mom had this problem. My dad had it. We're going to talk about the genes, and that's going to be on one of our upcoming episodes. So you definitely want to see that. But this is about, are you reacting or are you preventing? Are you reacting, which is pain, or are you preventing, which is pleasure? It's your choice. So you get to have the lifestyle you want at this point. And you can choose to have the nursing home lifestyle or the vacation lifestyle. The nursing home lifestyle is the one that you just reacted to everything. Every time you had a pain, every time you had a symptom, every time you had something show up, you took a medication that just blocked the symptoms. All you did was block and cover up and mask the symptoms. Because you know what? I'll just take a drug and it'll make the problem go away. And I'll be better because I'll take a drug. I won't change my eating to drop my blood sugar. I'll just take a pill for that. Well, there comes a certain point where you can't fool and you can't bypass the laws of how the body works. You can't break the laws of how the body works and think you're going to get away with it very long. Eventually, you have to pay the price. So you can do with pain or pleasure. Do you want the nursing home lifestyle, or do you want the vacation lifestyle? Do you want the nursing home lifestyle where you're sitting in the corner, can't take care of yourself? It's tough love, isn't it? But that's okay. I don't care. I care about you, and I want you to be healthy. So if I have to get in your face a little bit about it, I will, because I love and care about you, and I want you to be as healthy as possible. I see too many sick people coming through my doors. I'm looking and thinking to myself, how did you get this sick? What were you doing? Were you trying to get cancer? Were you trying to get diabetes? Were you trying to get heart disease? Rather than doing the things to make yourself healthy and well, preventing, you reacted. But your choice is you can still turn it around. You can still make your body well. Until you're dead, you can recover. Thanks for the love, I appreciate it. You can turn your body around. You can turn your health around, but you have to take the first steps. You have to get out of this nursing home mentality that it's all about my genes, all about bad luck and bad germs, and realize you're responsible for your health. You can't be reactive, you have to be preventative. If you're reactive, you will have the nursing home lifestyle. You're going to have it where eventually you'll have tubes and you're on medication, 5, 6, 10, 15 different medications, all trying to take care of a side effect of the other one. Or you can have the vacation lifestyle, where you're walking on the beach with your spouse, loving life. Hey, Sean, good to see you, brother. Where you're living the life of your dreams, playing tennis 3 times a week, playing golf 3 times a week. And don't say, well, that person just had better luck than I had. It's not about luck. It's about how that person took care of themselves. You can't look at this anymore and say, well, I just didn't have the luck of that person. I guess they just had better genes than I had. No. One comes from reacting to health issues and one comes to responding. One is pain and one is pleasure. When you look at it from a standpoint of I could have the health I want, I could be as healthy as I was created to be, you can't believe that God designed you to be sick. That just doesn't fly anymore. You've got to be as healthy as God created for you to be. And that's part of our purpose in our office, to help you to be as healthy as God created for you to be. And how that happens is you start taking responsibility and you start to prevent disease rather than react to disease. So if you want the vacation lifestyle, like I said, the walks on the beach, going to Disney World with your grandkids where you're not being carried around. Think about this too. I said earlier when I first opened up that your health was your greatest asset. Why do I say that? Because you need your health for everything else. You need your health to be able to go on family trips. If you're going to retire and go on trips around the world, I have family in Italy. We're talking about going to Italy next year and bringing the family. I've got to have my health for that. You have to be healthy for that. You've got to be healthy if you want to open up that business that you want to do. So if your goal and your desire is to create a new business, you want to get out of corporate America and start your own business, you've got to have your health for that. You've got to have your health to be able to enjoy the walks on the beach. Otherwise, you're in a nursing home. So once again, guys, nursing home lifestyle, vacation lifestyle, it's your choice. One is reactive, one is preventative. If you have to picture yourself in this lifestyle right here, this nursing home lifestyle, to get leverage on yourself, to where you then can turn things around, and instead of dangling that carrot out like it's way out here, like, yeah, that'll never happen to me, bring it right here in your face, and just realize that will happen to you if you don't start taking care of yourself. So guys, I hope this was valuable information for you. I hope it got you to start thinking about, am I reacting to my health or am I responding? Am I doing things to prevent disease, or am I doing things only reacting once I have the disease? Once again, use pain and pleasure. Do you want to avoid the pain of heart disease, cancer, diabetes? It could be a monetary thing. Do you know that cancer will cost you $10, $20, maybe upwards of $30,000 for a cancer drug per month? That should be a bigger pain in your pocketbook. Or the fact that you'll never see your family again, that the likelihood of surviving a diagnosis of cancer is very short, that in fact the time frame is getting smaller? Or do you want the pleasure of being able to enjoy a fulfilled life with your family, run with your grandkids, take them around Disney World and do the things you want to do and love? So use those 2 motivators, guys. Use pain and pleasure to get the health that you want. So once again, guys, I hope this is good information for you. Sean, thanks for being on, brother. Great to see you. If this was good information, share it out to people. People need to know this. People need to know this exact information. So I thank the ones who've been sharing all my content. I appreciate it. I love you guys for doing that, because there's people out there that need to know this information. So either like it, love it, but more importantly, share it so more people need to know about it. Hey, Matthew, good to see you. Appreciate it. Thanks for the kind words. It's always good to hear. And once again, guys, have a blessed day. Watch for one of our next shows. Our next show is most likely going to be on epigenetics and how you can actually change your genes. All right, guys, thanks for being on. Love and appreciate you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.